Hi guys and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain what you should do in my opinion in order to best prepare for the release of the War Within. Of course, keep in mind these are only tips, you don't have to follow all these different things. Hopefully some of them will be helpful and will help you again to be prepared for the release, but if you don't want to do them, that's also completely fine. This is a game at the end of the day, so if you don't want to prepare and you just want to start exploring and do all these things when the Warband will be there, that's also completely fine. So the first thing I would recommend you to do is to simply level up some alts, because right now it's very easy to level up some alts, and alts can be very useful for many different reasons. The first reason that, in my opinion, is important to consider is if you're trying to make some gold, especially with professions. For instance, if you want to cover as many professions as possible, you will need a few alts in order to have all of them covered. Same if you are targeting all the different crafting professions with some daily or weekly cooldowns, such as for instance tailoring or alchemy, then if you have a few of these different alts with these professions, you will be able to craft tons of them and to make even more gold. So for many reasons, I would say having some level 70 alts already ready for the War Within might be a good thing for gold making. Then also remember that now that the different factions and the renown system is Warband linked, it means that if you are doing all the different quests and upgrading your reputations on all your different alts at the same time, you will work towards the same upgrade. And so it means that like that, you might be able to get exalted or at least to reach the maximum renown very, very fast by simply doing the main quest lines and the main things on all your different alts. So that can also be something very useful because factions and renowns in general are going to be very important, and especially during the 2 first weeks, it's going to be probably one of the best way to get some really good gear and also to unlock all the different plans, recipes, and things that again will be useful in order to make some gold. And of course, next to that, if you enjoy playing different classes, if for instance you've seen different hero talents and you think some of them might be fun, then just try to have all these different classes at level 70. So like that, you will definitely be able to level them up pretty easily and then start playing them at the same time. That can also be a good reason to have multiple alts. Now, in terms of what you should do in order to level up your alts, you have two main ways. The first one is by simply taking part in the pre-patch event that is currently up. So you really just want to go with any of your alts and you will be able to access to all these different events. And by simply completing all the different little Radiant Echoes events and also killing the mobs and killing the mini bosses and the main boss each time, you will get tons of XP. And like that, probably in 3 hours, you should be able to go from level 10 to level 70 pretty easily, which is pretty good in my opinion. Of course, next to that, you also have Mr. Panera Remix that is still there for a little bit longer. And with Mr. Panera Remix, especially if you already have characters with a lot of, for instance, upgrade on your cloak, especially for experience gains and everything, you will be able to start very, very fast. And then there are a few ways to get to level 70 in less than maybe 2 hours, things like that. And especially, in my opinion, the best is to simply level up your cloak, try to get as many of these different XP buff as possible. And then you want to do some of the raids. And when you're doing the raid, you just want to remove the auto loot and you don't want to take the bonus XP. And basically, when you will reach maybe 600 of bonus XP on your cloak, you can go to your mailbox and you will receive all your bonus XP. And like that, hopefully you will be able to reach level 70 in no time. So both options are good. Remember that, of course, when your time runner character from Mr. Panoramix will be transferred to the retail version of the game, they will only have an high level 424. When in comparison, if you're leveling up with the Radiant Echoes pre-patch event, you will be able to get some 580 high level gear that you can then further upgrade. So in terms of upgrade and gear, it might be a little bit better, but still, this is really good if you're doing it either with the Mr. Panera Remix event or with the pre-patch event. Then another important thing to consider is simply gearing up your alts. So again, if you're planning to only use your alts in order to make some gold, let's say for instance with professions and everything, then it's not really needed because you won't need to do much. And so having a good gear is not going to impact the way you will use these alts. But if you're planning to play them and, for instance, do all the different quest lines and try to reach level 80 with them, then try to already get some pretty good gear so you can start and you will be efficient in leveling. So here really the main thing that you can do in order to gear up your alts is simply do the Radiant Echoes event on all these different alts, because you will be able to get some high level 480 gear that you will be able to further upgrade after that. So this is really good. And of course, remember that if you are mainly leveling up your alts through Mr. Panera Remix, what you can also do is simply on your main character on retail, buy some of the gear. It will be Warband equipped, and so it means that when your Mr. Panera Time Runner character is transferred to the retail version of the game, you can transfer these different items to this character, so the character is automatically at 480 high level. So this is also a good way for you to do this gearing up pretty easily. The next thing that might be also important for you to consider is choosing your main character and your main class for this new expansion, because as you can imagine, each time all the different talent trees and things linked to your class are different, and so you might want to consider changing your main for this new expansion. And of course, also try to choose already your hero talent, because like that you will win a lot of time when the War Within will launch. So here, what you can do is go on Warhead, and as you can see, there's already one guide on hero talents that explains exactly all the different things you need to know. And then you also have the talent tree calculator. So let's say, for instance, you're playing a warrior and you want to play maybe arms. You can go there, and as you can see, you will have access to all the different talents and also the hero talents. And then you will be able to choose and see a little bit how it works. So like that, you will be able to try a little bit all of them and see which one you prefer. And so when the game will officially launch, you will be able to directly put all these different talents on your main character. The next important thing that I would really recommend you to do is to unlock your Warband bank already. This is something you can do during the pre-patch, because this Warband bank is going to be extremely useful during this new expansion. Whether it is because you want to make some gold and it's a really good way to transfer items from one realm to another and also gold, or also simply because you want to share some items very easily and also gears and everything from one character to another. So this is definitely something that you should get as soon as possible. So as you can see, basically this new Warband bank is gonna be like that. And so when you are there, you can click and you will be able on each of your characters to summon it. And then for 10 minutes, it will appear. And then you have all the different items that you've put from all your different characters. You also have all the different gold you've put. And then on any other characters on any realm, you can go and you can either withdraw or deposit more items or more gold. So this is really something that, in my opinion, is extremely useful. And it's also super easy to unlock this Warband bank. Basically, normally, if you logging on any of your characters, try to do it probably on a level 70, you will directly get a quest that will ask you to go to Gagzetan in Tanaris. So here you can directly take the portal in the portal rooms in Stormwind or Orgrimmar to the Caverns of Time, and then you just want to fly to Gagzetan. When you're there, you will need to do a few quests, 4 or 5, and it will probably take 10-15 minutes in total. And when you're done with all these different quests, you will finally be able to unlock this new Warband bank, and then it will be unlocked for all your different characters on your account. So again, really something that you can do right now. You will definitely need it in the War Within, and this is something you can do in less than 15 minutes very easily. Another thing that honestly I would recommend you to do on all the different characters you're planning to use in the War Within is to simply clean up your bags, because if you're someone like me and you have a lot of things, there's definitely a lot that you can either sell, delete, or put in your bank, and you should try to have as many slots available for the War Within, because you're going to get tons of new items, tons of quest items, and tons of new things, and so you want to have as much space as possible already free. So something you can do, again, this is not mandatory, but I know that this is something personally that I need to do and that will be very helpful when I will start exploring and leveling up in the War Within. Very similar to the hero talents and your main class, if you are planning to make some gold with the different professions in the War Within, I would recommend you to already explore a little bit these different professions, try to understand what type of items you will be able to craft and how you will be able to make some gold. So like that, you can really prioritize some of these new professions when the War Within will launch. So here again on Warhead, you have the War Within profession tree calculator. And so you can go and then like that, you can really unlock all the different traits. You can really see a little bit how it works. And then as you can see, you will be able to have a good understanding of, again, what you can craft, how long it's going to take, and you will be able to kind of make a strategy and hopefully be ready for the War Within and to make a lot of gold. So again, something that you can do if you want to really be super prepared for that and if you are planning to make a lot of gold during the first few days and weeks of the War Within. And remember, with the new profession system, it's pretty important to understand how to use your different points, your different knowledge points, and to really unlock the different traits and the different specializations that will be the most profitable for you. So this is why I would always recommend you to make a little bit of research before using your knowledge points because you won't be able to get them back. And so just something to remember. Another important thing that I would recommend you to do is to simply consider investing in some of the different items from Dragonflight that will probably be more profitable in the War Within. So I already covered this topic in another video and I would recommend you to watch it if you are interested. Remember, it's always a little bit risky and it's never guaranteed that you will make some profit, but there are some items that, in my opinion, are really worth investing in and that might become super, super good in the War Within compared to right now in Dragonflight. And one example, for instance, you can see from my Warband bank are all these different shoulders, for instance, from the Aberris raid. You also have like tons of other cosmetic items and these type of things. I know for sure I will be able to make probably 4-5 times the profits compared to how much I bought them for. So just something again to remember and consider. This is really something that is maybe a little bit more risky than some of these other suggestions, but sometimes you can get a lot of gold by simply flipping some of these items. And as we are 2 weeks away from the War Within, this is the perfect moment to do so. If you are someone who uses a lot of different add-ons, then this is also something you need to do, updating all of them and maybe downloading some new ones that will be useful for the War Within. Personally, the ones I would recommend you to use include All the Things, because All the Things is a really good way for you to understand how to get all the different type of items, where to go, and what are the sources for some of these items. So definitely something useful, both for gold making and also in general. Then you have Rare Scanner that might also become useful if you are trying to kill some of the different rares, you want specific loots from them and other things. So Rare Scanner is always good. TSM is, of course, if you are planning to make some gold, a must have. And this is something that will be super, super useful in order to understand a little bit the market and all these different things. And finally, the one, in my opinion, that also is worth considering is Gathermate. And Gathermate is basically something that will let you know where all the treasure chests are and all these different things. So with these different add-ons, hopefully your life will be a little bit simpler. It's not going to change radically the way you experience the game, but again, it's just nice tools to have with you to make it even more enjoyable and efficient. Now, finally, the last thing I want to mention is not really how to prepare for the release of the War Within, but more to prepare for the end of Dragonflight. And it includes trying to get all the soon unobtainable items that you can still get right now. So I made a full video on that I will link in the description. And as you will see, it includes a lot of cosmetic items, mounts, and other things that if you want them, you can only get them before the release of the War Within. And so you still have a little bit of time to get all of them. And that's something I would recommend you to check just in case there are some items you really, really want and you don't want to have any regrets or just any FOMO when it will be done and you won't be able to get them anymore. And the last thing that I will mention is, of course, try to take a break. If right now you don't have much to do and you don't really want to prepare too much and you know you're going to play maybe a lot during the first few weeks, maybe just enjoy a good break. This is summertime. Just go outside, do something else and really empty your mind. And so like that, you will be fully ready for the release of the War Within. And at least you will be able to enjoy a little bit something else IRL before that. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. And in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye.